Hi, boys and girls. This is Mrs. Falk, and today I am going to read the story First Day Jitters. I wonder what that word jitters means. I think I've heard that word used before, and when you have the jitters, you're kind of nervous or excited or scared, or like those butterflies in your stomach feeling. I don't know about you, but I've certainly had the jitters lately, thinking about coming back to school and trying to figure out how, when you're home, I'm teaching you and I'm teaching kids in the classroom. And so it's been kind of interesting that way. So I have definitely had the jitters lately because I'm kind of like, how am I going to do all this? But I think there's a fun surprise at the end of this story. So you just listen to First Day Jitters and think about, do you feel like you have first day jitters? Or maybe you're like, nope, I'm not nervous or scared at all. I'm just ready to get back into school, whether I'm at home all the time or coming to school a couple days or at home a couple days. Maybe you have some jitters, maybe you don't. So, First Day Jitters, and it's by Julie Danneberg, and it's illustrated. All the pictures were done by Judy Love. How would you like to have the last name Love? First Day Jitters. Sarah, dear, time to get out of bed, said Mr. Hartwell, poking his head through the bedroom doorway. You don't want to miss the first day at your new school, do you? Well, she's going to a whole new school, not just a new classroom. I'm going to show you the picture first. See that? Somebody's all lumped up in bed. All right, the dog's pulling on the blanket. I'm not going, said Sarah, and pulled the covers over her head. Of course you're going, said Mr. Hartwell, as he walked over to the window and snapped up the shade. Do you have shades on your windows, those things you pull down and take up? No, I don't want to start over again. I hate my new school, Sarah said. She tunneled down into the end of her bed. Oh, look at Mr. Hartwell. I wonder how he's feeling. So here's what Mr. Hartwell says. How can you hate your new school, sweetheart? Mr. Hartwell chuckled. You've never been there before. Don't worry, you liked your other school. You'll like this one. Besides, just think of all the new friends you'll meet. So this is what Mr. Hartwell thinks. That's just it. I don't know anybody, and it will be hard, and I just hate it. That's all. This is what Sarah Jane thinks it's going to look like. They will think that I am lucky, and they will wish that they were home in bed like me. Mr. Hartwell sighed. Sarah Jane Hartwell, I'm not playing this silly game 1 second longer. I'll see you downstairs in 5 minutes. Mr. Hartwell is not too happy with her. It's a little hot. The pages are sticking together. Sarah tumbled out of bed. She stumbled into the bathroom. See, there she goes. I love how the words like go down the page. She fumbled into her clothes. She is. There's Mr. Hartwell. My head hurts, she moaned as she trudged into the kitchen. Mr. A. Hartwell handed Sarah a piece of toast and her lunchbox. Here you go. They walked to the car. Sarah's hands were cold and clammy. They're clammy, they're kind of sticky. Like when you're really nervous, they get clammy. They drove down the street. She couldn't breathe. And then there they were. I feel sick, said Sarah weakly. Nonsense, said Mr. Hartwell. You'll love your new school once you get started. Oh, look, there's your principal, Mrs. Burton. Sarah slumped down into her seat. Oh, Sarah, Mrs. Burton gushed, peeking into the car. There's the principal. She's really excited to see Sarah. There you are. Come on. I'll show you where to go. She led Sarah down the hall and through the crowded hallways. Don't worry. Everyone is nervous on the first day, she said over her shoulder as Sarah rushed to keep up. When they got into the classroom, most of the children were already in their seats. The class looked up as Mrs. Burton cleared her throat. Class, attention please, said Mrs. Burton. When the class was quiet, she led Sarah to the front of the room and said, Class, I would like for you to meet. ... Your new teacher, Mrs. Sarah Jane Hartwell. Is that who you expected it to be? When I first read this story, I didn't think that was who it was going to be. I would love to hear what you think about that. So when you come to school next, or if you're home all the time, you could even send me an email and let me know if you were surprised at the end and if that's who you thought Sarah Jane Hartwell was. So Mr. Hartwell, I thought was her dad, but it wasn't. It was her husband, and she was the teacher. Well, I hope you enjoyed First Day Jitters. It's one of my favorite at the beginning of the story. And we will be doing some activities at school with that. And for remote learners, and even on the days you're home, we're going to try maybe a couple little pages. Or my class is maybe going to try a couple little pages. I'll let you know. Bye.